Wake up and smell the coffee here at Muscle in the Morning because it's Monday. I'm Dave Palumbo and today is April 13th, 2019. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Here's a direct quote from Joe Mackey. I was hitting a few poses in the gym and I got annoyed by people looking at me like I was some sort of freak. Well, Joe, you know we love you. But in their defense, you are a 260-pound freak of nature in the best shape of your life 1 week out from making your season debut in New York. So, to 99% of the population in the gym, you look like the king of the freaks. And you know what? I would take that as a huge compliment. You worked your butt off to earn that look. You bled, you sweated, you sacrificed, and next week it'll be time for you to let your freak flag fly. So I say don't let your foot off the gas. The finish line is right around the corner. According to an article I read recently, pound for pound, chimps are supposedly twice as strong as humans. So with that in mind, maybe someone should get Milan Sadek to do one of those, 23andMe's to have his DNA sequenced. Because when you throw around weights the way he does, you must have a little bit of chimp blood pumping through your veins. In celebration of International Chest Day, Team Sadek decided to release a short clip of their guy putting himself through the paces during one of his latest heavy push days as he continues the countdown to the start of his 2019 campaign. Milan's an interesting guy in the sense that he's trying to become one of the first athletes to make a successful transition from 212 into the open. So it should be interesting to see how he does this year after getting another productive offseason on the books. Whenever I travel, I always make it a point to go out and eat some authentic food from whatever country I'm in because I think the food tells you a lot about the country's culture. But if you want to know about Mexican bodybuilding culture, you don't have to fly to Mexico City for empanadas. You can learn everything you need to know by looking at how Victor Raya goes about his business. As he heads into year number 3 in the Pro League, Raya and his team set the bar high in terms of what they expect to accomplish this year. But when your foundation is built on a culture of hard work and dedication, blowing past high expectations just seems like it's par for the course. As a very wise man once said, grand opening, grand closing. And unfortunately, I'm sad to report today, that's probably what we're looking at right now with Antoine Valiant. As you know, Antoine was slated to make a comeback to the stage at this year's Toronto Pro after taking a few years off to handle some business outside of bodybuilding. But I guess the muscle gods had other plans. A few days ago, Antoine announced that he was pulling out of the show after suffering a complete rupture of his right biceps tendon. I don't know what the hell Justin Trudeau is putting in the water up there in Canada, but first Fouad, now Antoine. Well, something must be up with the Canadian water supply. But all jokes aside, hopefully this won't be too much of a setback because bodybuilding is more fun when you have personalities like Antoine's in the mix. Last week there was a vote in Denver about whether or not they should decriminalize hallucinogenic mushrooms. And even though the people might not have voted it into law, somebody still needs to explain to me why I'm seeing double and triple whenever I look at Heather Grace. I'm starting to think that she might have slipped something into my eye slice. Well, over the weekend, the women's physique star released her first progress photos of the season, which is usually a sign that she's about to ratchet herself up into another gear. With 5 pro wins under her belt now, Heather's been one of the most dominant athletes in the division for a long time. And when she starts to hit her stride, she's primed to have another awesome season. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo reminding you to always be true to your passions and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.